Ladies and gentlemen, welcome. We have the top 20 MCU moments that caused massive backlash. As you guys know, I'm a massive Marvel fan. And don't worry, guys, we will eventually get to playing Guardians of the Galaxy made by Telltale. I do have the game. Yes, I have owned the game since June. And I know it is October. I was supposed to play it before July. But, things happened, right? Things happened and whatnot. But that is not what we are here for. Right? That is not what we are here for. We are not here to talk about the past. We're here to talk about the present and the future. And the future is now. Because, yeah, what am I planning to play? And look at my PlayStation. I have my PlayStation on because I'm re-downloading something. So shut the fuck up. Let's see. What can I do? I'm playing Bayonetta. Uh, Life is Strange double exposure, maybe? Or I could run it back with Wolfenstein. I played like 30 minutes of it and then I stopped because it's first person and first person games fuck up my eyes. But we might run that shit back, I'm not gonna lie. I'll debate. It'll be between Wolfenstein and Life is Strange double exposure. For as boring as yeah, I can't do that shit. No, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I just can't. Like the fact that I didn't see none of like my favorite YouTubers play that shit was crazy. I didn't see Berleezy play it, and then I heard that like he played it on his like he recorded it and he was like he just got bored. I was like, I don't blame you. I don't blame you. When I was like, I don't blame you, bro. That shit. They got me though. They did have me. That's how they got me with the Mac Caulfield and all that shit. Game did not live up to expectations. I do hope we get another one though. Not with Max, with a different character. Please, for the love of God, let it be a different character because Life is Strange 2 was so fucking good. So damn good. Sorry, I'm getting distracted. Like I said, Watch Mojo presents top 20 MCU moments that left fans absolutely pissed off. Let's get on into it. Or caused massive backlash. Same fucking difference.
Everyone else who died in the past
All right,
year is
same
dead,
damn
not her.
difference.
Why? Was it the magic cliff? I don't know. That's some freaking Infinity Stone scientist.
Welcome to Watch Mojo, and today we're counting down our picks for the most controversial moments in the MCU. We'll
And
be
I'm gonna give
talking
my thoughts
spoilers
on
for
it.
various MCU shows
I've
and
already
movies,
seen every
so
movie.
consider this your warning.
Black Panther was amazing. Look at that. Killmonger should have
Number
won
20,
that.
Butchering the God Butcher. Thor.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I was so granted, I don't know anything about the comics, so fuck off. But I was like, bro, for the longest, oh man, I would love Christian Bale to be in the MCU. And then you get Christian Bale in the MCU in perhaps the worst Thor. No, this probably isn't worse. The Dark World was bad. Thor: The Dark World was bad. It was just, I don't know what's worse, Love and Thunder or Dark World. But they're not equally as bad. One of them is worse than the other. I just can't tell you which one. Probably Love and Thunder, honestly. I think Love and Thunder might be worse than Thingy. Is that a hot take? I don't know. Right? I don't know. Excuse me. Right? Is that a hot take? I don't know. But it's like you pissed me off because it's like, oh my gosh. Like, damn, got to check my ringer off. Like, how do you have a guy called Gore the God Butcher, played by Christian Bale, one of the good, great, best, whatever the fuck you want to categorize him as, just a great actor nonetheless. And I don't get to see this nigga be terrifying. For someone named Gore the God Butcher, we didn't see a montage of him killing any gods or anything like that. And then in the end, he's beaten. Oh, just it's gonna be a long, long, long video. Oh boy.
Love and Thunder.
You went to the gods for help and they did nothing. We're alike in that sense.
When word broke that the fourth Thor movie would introduce comic book fan favorite Gore the God Butcher, people were pretty excited.
Like,
Unfortunately,
oh my
once the movie
gosh.
actually came out, people were collectively disappointed. While Christian Bale certainly tried to bring some drama and gravitas to Gore, the villain felt tonally at odds with the movie.
That's what I was saying. Like he just didn't feel like he fit in. And they did him wrong.
Overall goofy vibe. It also didn't help that the MCU severely downplayed the God Butcher part of Gore. Sure,
That's
the
what
movie
I
told us
said.
that his God-killing spree was bad, but all we really got was him murdering some D-list deities.
All gods will die.
Exactly.
To
Ooh,
make matters
scary.
worse, many of these deaths happen off-screen too. So yeah, it'd be Gore who got butchered in the end, sadly.
Then you had, 'cause I feel like the problem with Marvel movies is they often try to do too much. It's like, Love and Thunder, this was 2022. What happened? This is after Thor got his mojo back. After Endgame, of course. So he's traveling. I believe he was traveling with the Guardians, and he's Thor being Thor, and then of course Mjolnir's destroyed, and then whatever the hell her name is, she comes back in the picture, and she's got Mjolnir. Mjolnir's all broken, and then turns out that the red, what was it? Time is green, soul is blue. Sorry, soul is orange. Mind, mind is yellow. Space is blue. Power Stone, right? No, Power Stone. Isn't Power the purple stone? Power is the purple stone, right? The reality stone? Yes, yes, yes. It was a reality stone or something of the sort, right? But the reality stone or whatever it's called turns out it gave the lady cancer, and now she's back. So it's like Thor is trying to get back together with her, but then she's gonna die. But then this has the comedic thing of a Guardians of the Galaxy movie, but it's supposed to be scary or whatever because you have a guy named Gore the God Butcher, and we don't see this nigga butcher any gods. So, and then CGI, oh my God, CGI was, don't even want to talk about it. Nigga, this shit ain't safe. I forgot
Number
Valkyrie
18,
was in the movie.
having Thor put on some pounds. Avengers
Ah,
Endgame.
I don't disagree with this. This part, depending on what they say, I might change my mind. But I don't disagree with this. I think this was a good idea because, like Thor is not right. You've seen it in plenty of movies and TV shows and whatnot. When something bad and traumatic happens and that person puts the blame on themselves, they become the worst version of themselves. They let themselves go. They lack motivation. They feel like they can never atone. But like, so if Endgame came around and you find out that, yeah, Thor is still in shape and he's got all this brooding anger, okay, cool, right? That would make sense. But I think the Thor character that we've been seeing, that wouldn't match it. Like it wouldn't match Thor to put all this like anger and stuff. That wouldn't be him. That'd be like mythology Thor, but not MCU Thor. MCU Thor is more emotional, I guess is the word. So it's like he's gonna put a lot more pressure on himself. Like he feels like, oh man, it's my fault this happened. It's my fault that happened. When Loki died, He blamed, so that's already weighing on his mind, right? The death of Loki, and then he let all these people go. He let them go, let them die, unfortunately. Just a whole bunch of things. But then they said that Loki's still alive because he said there's someone running in the background. But his movie came out 2019. The other one was 2018. I don't know which one I'm talking about at this point, but it's been almost 10 years. No explanation.
Oh my god! Oh my god, it's so good to see you!
Thor's
Okay.
been
So it's 2018. No. Yes. 2018. That's when Loki died. I only remember that because I just saw Professor Hulk. And this is, oh my God, they did Hulk so, oh my God, they did Hulk so dirty. This man lost to Thanos and was like, I'm never coming out. And then they have Bruce and Hulk merge into one to become Professor Hulk. And then they have the She-Hulk show where She-Hulk is like, yeah, you may have wanted to, you know, you wanted to delete your life file, but that's nothing compared to being catcalled on the street. And I deal with my anger a lot more than, huh? You're a bullshit lawyer in California. Meanwhile, your cousin is a gamma radiated being with a monster inside of him that he can't control that's been saving the earth since at least of course in our world 2012. I don't know what timeline it is in the MCU, right? But oh, damn, right? But since whenever time in the MCU, and of course before that, since Hulk, this Hulk is like a continuation of Edward Norton's. So this motherfucker's been there before then. So like really in our time since 2008, this man Hulk's been putting belt to ass and doing all this shit, and you've been going to school, going to bars, getting drunk, and getting catcalled. Or you think that's exact? Oh my gosh, She-Hulk. All day I could do this video. She-Hulk really just really pissed me off, man. It really pissed me off.
everything from a prince to a warrior to a full-fledged superhero. But he's also been a buffoon. After the trauma of Infinity War, he became a husk of his former self in Endgame. In a look
Yep.
reminiscent of the dude from The Big Lebowski, he was an overweight, depressed gamer. Some defended this
Oh wow,
appearance,
didn't even
saying
realize
he looked
the
more in line
comparison.
with the typical Norse mythology. But the depiction just didn't connect with most fans. His growth in Infinity War was undone. Sure, he was sad a bit in Endgame, but that wasn't enough to repair the damage.
You're better off leaving the sneaking to your brother.
No, I was seeking. I was just going for a walk, and then.
What are you wearing?
I always wear this. This is one of my favorites.
Thor eventually got back into shape, but his transformation from a thundering god to a lazy couch potato to a jovial himbo was still a major letdown.
Come here.
No, I'm having a time.
Come here. Right here.
You think
Damn.
you're the only one who lost people? What do you think we're doing here?
Number 18, Loki falls in love with himself? Loki.
I don't. Well, because Loki doesn't really have. I didn't mind it. I didn't really care. To me, this was whatever. I didn't really care. If there's people that are genuinely mad about this, there are what almost 20 years worth of Marvel movies and TV shows that you could be pissed off at. And you're mad about this? Like, come on. We're only at number 18. There's 17 more things. And I don't know how long this video is so far. But I know. Yeah.
This isn't about you.
Right.
The first season of this show gave a whole new creepy spin to the concept of self-love. When Loki discovers a female variant of himself named Sylvie, sparks fly between them. In fact, the two even share a kiss in the season 1 finale.
If you're mad at this, Fenrir is Loki's son in the Norse mythology. Like, and I'm sure Loki mentioned something about his sexuality in this, and get slim my mind. This is 2021 or whatever the case may be. But still, like, come on, there's worse things. So far, the only thing that I've agreed with is the gore thing. The gore thing is the only thing that I'm like, you know what? Yes, you are absolutely right. You should be mad because everything else I'm hearing is just whining for the sake of being a fucking whiner. I'm not hearing anything concrete. That's my take. That's my opinion. I'm not hearing anything else. Ah, damn, that's a really good reason. Just gore was bad. That was handled bad. Um, what do you call it? Gore was handled bad. Motherfucking Thor getting fat, whatever. Loki falling in love with himself, whatever. There's worse things that could have happened.
Loki experiencing love is cool, but hooking up with himself probably wasn't the right idea. The whole thing just felt gross, and we're not the only ones thinking that. A majority of fans were put off by this pairing, and we can't blame them. Thankfully, it seems like Marvel got the message since the romantic relationship was quietly dropped during the second season. All in all, the semi-incestuous relationship was a weird chapter in Loki's life that's best to be ignored.
Listen,
I don't really care about that.
Something, or what?
Can we talk?
My break's in 5 minutes.
Number 17, Killing Foggy.
Yep.
Daredevil Born Again.
I agree. I 1,000% agree. I loved Born Again. Born Again was a great show. But killing off Foggy was dumb. But then you have people that knew Rockstar like, oh, well, this happened in the comics, and nigga, give me back Foggy. Shit, I want Foggy back. And I don't want him in a flashback. All right, so we're 2 for 2
Oh, that is some next level closing argument BS right there.
in terms of things that make sense.
Cancellation
2 for
of the
2.
original Netflix Daredevil had fans worried that they would never see Matt Murdock in his supporting cast in the MCU ever.
Man, he
again.
looks so
Thankfully,
different.
The launch of the sequel show Born Again showed that there was plenty of life left for the Daredevil property. However, not all parts of that franchise would be treated fairly. Within the first few minutes
Man,
of the
a
Born Again
beard
premiere,
really does
Foggy
change
was
how you look.
unceremoniously killed off by Bullseye.
I don't know what he's talking about. He said someone was...
This felt like a huge middle finger from Marvel to the fans. Anyone who watched the Netflix show knew just how iconic Foggy was. Even though an argument could be made that the show needed to have a radical creative change, cutting Foggy Nelson hurt all of us deeply.
You know he gets to breathe the shit.
But I'm fine with this version, this outcome, because the original outcome was no Karen, no Foggy, and a complete and utter reboot. I'm so glad that one, we as the fans was able to know about it, so we could be like, hey man, get this shit the fuck off the screens, or get this shit off the screens in the back. Yeah, get that shit off. I'm not watching that shit. And two, I'm glad that Kevin Feige found the time to be able to watch it to make these niggas go and redo. Because I remember, I think they had 8 episodes done. At the time that I heard it, they had like 8 episodes done. And the first 4, he was like, yeah, cut this shit off, do it again. And then later on, I found like Charlie Cox and Vincent D'Onofrio. Is it Vincent D'Onofrio? I believe it's Vincent D'Onofrio. Yes. They didn't like some stuff, and they're like, we gotta change this thing, we gotta change. I'm like, oh, thank goodness. Right? The show was good. Could it have been better? Absolutely. How could it have been better? I don't know. But it could have been. But like I said, it was good. In my opinion, I loved it. Nothing felt odd or out of place. Unlike Echo.
Hey man, are you
Christ, Echo.
You feel good about that? He got life!
Number 16, Wasting Task.
Yes. 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 I remember when I heard that there was a Black Widow movie coming out. At first, I was confused because this took place after Endgame, so you're way too far off. This should have happened in Phase 1 or early Phase 2, the latest. Mostly Phase 1 though, so we can get established to who the hell she is, because we only saw her in, I think, Iron Man 2, and yeah, I think that's it. But I could be wrong. But point is, didn't really see her. Then you find out she's getting the movie. Okay, cool. And then I didn't know anything of it. This is before my entire Instagram feed and TikTok feed and whatnot was just, hey, look at Marvel Insider facts. But yeah, I was okay. No, the movie could be. And the movie was bad. And then Taskmaster was done dirty. And then Thunderbolts comes around and they waste Taskmaster. I'm like, mm-mm. I'm hoping they did this so they can bring back the character with somebody new at the helm and have this person. I don't care if it's a man, I don't care if it's a woman, I don't give a damn. I just want them to act like they did in the comics. That's all I want. That's all I need. Not this thing.
Master. Various.
Like, that don't make no damn sense. Taskmaster has a shield. You are point blank. Let me just continue shooting at the shield. And it's like, what are you thinking it's gonna do? It's eventually just gonna break or some shit? Like, I've never understood shit like that in movies.
How to handle a character like Taskmaster proved to be a surprisingly difficult task for the MCU. That's because fans were largely displeased with the character's portrayal. Instead of a comic-accurate Anthony Masters, we got a new character at the helm in Antonia Dreykov. While this change was frustrating, all could have been forgiven if Antonia was well-written. Sadly,
Exactly.
though, that wasn't the case. The MCU Taskmaster was basically treated like a footnote. She was a pretty one-note villain in the Black Widow movie and then killed off haphazardly in Thunderbolts. Marvel essentially saw Antonia as a glorified jobber and nothing more. Taskmaster never got their time to shine, and now who knows if the character ever will again.
Job or
I'm
not,
hoping
can you
so.
have some respect, please?
Yeah, Jesus. Hold on a second. Come on, show me to have it. I need it.
Number 15. Everything about Smart Hulk.
Okay, now we're getting into the good stuff. Now we're getting to the good stuff.
She knows better.
About what we were saying.
Because I hate everything to do with the
The
Hulk.
intelligence of Bruce Banner and the raw strength of the Hulk are both important parts of this hero. However, blending those two fundamentals together is like putting pizza and ice cream together. They're both amazing foods, but nobody wants Rocky Road as a pizza topping. So with that in mind, Smart Hulk was a recipe for disaster. Turning Hulk into just a green version of regular Bruce vastly reduced its importance. In fact, Hulk became boring.
Time travel.
I agree. Just a boring son of a bitch.
What?
Just
I see
absolutely
this as an
boring.
absolute win.
This is a founding Avenger, and he arguably hasn't done anything important since Endgame. It's no wonder why fans want to see the Hulk let loose once again. If we don't get that, then the Incredible Hulk is probably going to get rebranded as the Insignificant Hulk.
This is my son, Scar.
You know, I almost forgot about this. Not the show. I was all about the show. I almost forgot about this whole thing. Because that means we skipped over World War Hulk. World War Hulk, World Breaker Hulk, whatever the fucking name is. Because we're supposed to see them shoot him out into space. I mean, we kind of saw that where Hulk sent himself away, but that's not the same. The whole point is the Illuminati of the Marvel Universe sends the Hulk away. I think he crash coursed into a different planet. That's when we get the events of Thor Ragnarok. Then you see Hulk have a kid. Well, we don't know because I think that the mom dies or something like that. I don't remember. When the Hulk comes back, Hulk is pissed off, blah, blah, blah. And then eventually Scar comes and they can fight because blah, 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 blah. All that is skipped over and Yeah. And he needs to sue whoever did his fucking hair. Like, that shit crispy. Oh, what the fuck is that, bro? And we have not heard or seen anything about the Hulk. Sorry. We do have news about the Hulk being in the new Spider-Man movie. We do not have any news about his damn son. Haven't heard jack diddly squat since the fall of 2022. Just want to let that be known.
Wow, you're family.
Number 14, Wanda's heel turn. Doctor
Yep.
Strange in the Multiverse of Madness.
You break the rules.
Yep, and then you come to find out the writers of this damn thing didn't watch WandaVision. I was like, no wonder this shit is buns. The people who were supposed to watch the thing so they could write the character the way the character needs to be written because it's supposed to take place afterwards didn't watch the damn show. I think both were being written at the same time, but because WandaVision is taking place beforehand, the writers of Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness should have been watching or taking notes or whatever the case may be about that. And then apparently come to find out they never read no Wanda comics neither. I mean, neither did I, but I watched WandaVision. I at least watched WandaVision. Like, and I was so hyped for this movie, man, because Sam Raimi was finally directing a Marvel movie. And I was like, oh, yes, this is going to be amazing. Fight scenes are going to be good. It was a Doctor Strange movie. Okay. Not really what I see Sam Raimi, but I've only seen Sam Raimi and Spider-Man and stuff, so shut the fuck up. I'm like, hey, it's still going to be good. It's Sam Raimi. And then this movie was booty cheeks, CGI buns. Everything about it buns. Not a good thing about it, you know why? Because all buns. Only thing that was cool about it was we got the X-Men we got the X-Men and the Inhumans confirmed in the Marvel Universe officially. But guess what that was? Buns. Like, booty cheese. Booty butt cheeks. Like, the hell?
Rules and become a hero. I do it and I become the enemy. That doesn't seem fair.
After losing both Vision and their
And then it's like the way they wrote her was so bad. Because why? Since 2015. So for the last 10 years, because the movie came out May of 2015. So for the last 10 damn years, people have been trying to justify Wanda. Right? As if she hasn't done a bunch of cruel shit, but fine, no, we could let all that shit slide. Up until WandaVision in 2021. So for the last 4 years, I believe that the show came out in September of 21. Right? So for the last 4 years, I should say, people have been trying to defend Wanda as if she did not go to that filthy, disgusting state of New Jersey and then enslave an entire town. Because, I got my feelings hurt. My feelings. Like, huh? Huh? Like, I get it. You're sad. Your boy toy, emphasis on toy, was killed. Boo fucking who? Go to therapy. The Avengers don't pay for therapy or some shit? That's not part of the plan. When you get hired, what do you get? You don't get no benefits? Like, come on, go to therapy or some shit. I'm sure there's some superhero therapy or something like that. Gonna go do some shit, bro. Go do some shit, nigga. Go to fucking upstate New York. Go meet the X-Men because they live like canonically upstate New York, like Yonkers or some shit. Go there. Go do something. Took over a whole town for I forgot how long. Then you got that damn woman Monica Rambeau talking about some. Oh well, she's not. Well, what she said? She's misunderstood or something. Misunderstood. I'll say this: a misunderstood, is what happened in Civil War when she took the body and launched the nigga into a building because she couldn't find out where else. But you could have literally just lifted the nigga up into the sky. But that's whatever, right? That's a misunderstanding. Okay, a misunderstanding is not knowingly and willingly taking over an entire town of people, innocent people, and forcing them, literally forcing them to do your not bidding, but live the life that you want to live, right? With a reanimated Vision and with two kids, and you have this nice home. And the thing is, she knows that this is happening because when Monica and Rambo came in, they're like, hey man, I'm not gonna lie, all this shit fake. Turn this TV off. Like Kendrick said, turn the TV off, turn the TV off, turn this shit the fuck off. This shit is fake. What she do? She forced her out. And she knew what she was doing. Not like she's like, oh my God, I didn't know. And then turned it all off. No, she knew what she was doing. And when these niggas was like, help, like, please, Wanda, stop this. Like, please. Like when the people was like talking that talk, like, please, like, let us out, please, like, nigga, please. She was like, and then shut all that shit down. Like, bro, I'm supposed to be you a good person, but you beat Agatha whoop de woo. Huh? And then you go to Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness and do the same shit again. We find a different version of that actually has the kids that you want to have, and you go and you. No, she didn't kill her. No, did she? I don't even remember if she killed her or not. But like you,
Magical imaginary children, Wanda Maximoff went down a dark path. How dark? Well, she ended up on a murder spree in the second Doctor Strange movie that saw her killing members of the Illuminati. She also nearly killed the magical teenage girl American Chavez. So yeah, it's pretty safe to say that Wanda lost all her marbles. While some fans had no problem with the
and then America Chavez wasn't done justice either. I didn't really care. Like you didn't give me a reason to care about America Chavez at all. And then I remember she's very young, the actress, whatever the fuck that long ass name is. But I remember people, oh my gosh, you only hate on her because she's a child. Like, huh? Ah, gosh. Like, that was just so.
Scarlet Witch becoming evil, many criticized it. It didn't really feel like it was the logical next step for her after the events of WandaVision.
Yeah,
Elizabeth Olsen
exactly.
herself even expressed some frustration with aspects of WandaVision seemingly getting ignored.
He said it was my snot. And he was actually mad at me. So bizarre.
Either way, though, we can all agree that an evil Scarlet Witch is a scary sight.
Yeah, creepy. Right? But yes, like, I feel like maybe at a later point, maybe after Doomsday, we could have gotten like an evil Scarlet Witch or something like that. Oh my God, look at her thumb. Yeah, right? But maybe at some point, an evil Scarlet Witch would have been cool. You know, when we introduce the X-Men and then we got the whole House of M, no more mutants. But that was not the next logical step, honestly. It wasn't, and they're suffering badly from this shit.
Number 13, She-Hulk twerking. She-Hulk attorney at law.
Hey, there's my new favorite client.
Oh boy.
I hope we never ever get a season 2 of this god awful show. It's a lawyer show, but the people who wrote it don't know how to write court scenes at all. They couldn't, like, because you're supposed to. If it's called She-Hulk Attorney at Law, I should feel like, okay, you know what? Obviously, this is still a Marvel movie with the bunch of hoods, but give me the attorney part so that I could feel cool. It could have been the Hulk version of Daredevil, the She-Hulk version of Daredevil. That's what it should have been. Because Daredevil, he go, wow, he started hus, being put in belt to ass. Then he take your ass to court and he sue you for $250,000. And you felt that. When you watch the court scenes, you feel it. What was I supposed to feel during this show? And then the actress, this one right here, Tatiana Maslany, was like, yeah, we purposely made the show bad so that we wouldn't pander to misogynists. I was like, that doesn't really make a lot of sense to me. Why would you say, yes, we wasted millions of dollars making this TV show, getting fucking Megan Thee Stallion on the show for 30 seconds so we could throw ass. We did all that stuff so that we could say, yeah, big ol' fuck you to the guys who don't like women. Shouldn't it have been the opposite? Shouldn't you have wrote She-Hulk in a way where she still has like the feminist appeal, or I could, fuck you. I'm a boss bitch. I can still do what a man do, whoop-de-woo, without downplaying every single man out in the damn show. Literally every single man out in the show, she downplayed, she disrespected, and I'm just like, because from my knowledge, that's not how she is in the comics. So whoever wrote this wrote She-Hulk so they could basically like, yeah, we're not for the guys, we're for the girls. And then the girls hated it too. Like, everyone was only looking forward to the Daredevil episode. That's like everyone I was talking to, that's all they was waiting on. That's all they was waiting on. Like, that's all that they was waiting on. You know? All they was waiting on was that. Like, and once we got that shit, it was, all right, cool, get this shit out of here. The show was bad. It was terrible. Should have never been made. Just throw it in the trash, man. Throw it in the trash.
People did not like this. At the end of episode 3 of She-Hulk,
It was episode 3?
Megan Thee
Wow.
Stallion let loose. This leads to an infamous clip of She-Hulk twerking.
Almost tasted that. Num 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 num, eat it up. Go play okay, 3, 2, 1. You know I'm the hottest. You ain't never gotta heat me up.
The internet had a collective meltdown over this, with many even calling it one of the MCU's lowest points. In all honesty, that might be a little bit harsh. Is it kind of cringy? Sure. That horrendous CGI isn't doing Jen any favors, but this is also just a lighthearted.
The best part about this damn show, besides Daredevil, and even Daredevil was bad. What's her name? The girl I was hanging with Wong. Madeline? I think that's her name was. I think that's her name. Madeline or Madison, something like that. Best part of the show. Absolutely best part of this god-awful show.
In credit, the moment got far more backlash than it may have deserved. Because of that, the discourse around this show remains divisive to this day. With that in mind, it's unlikely that the MCU will repeat this creative choice going forward.
You are way more fun than my last lawyer.
I will kill for you, Megan Thee Stallion.
Dial it back.
Number 12, turning Sharon into a villain. The Falcon and the Winter Soldier.
Sharon Carter? Oh yeah, they turned her into the supplier or whatever the fuck the name of it is. I don't remember the name.
You know, when you came to Madripoor, you reminded me of a young me. I took you in.
Falcon and the Winter Soldier was just bad. How do you have I wish I had a board behind me so I could just stand up and write. But I'm see, sitting on the bed. Oh, my back. Now this is my notebook for my shit. Let me not use that. You had Captain America died. He gives his shield to what's his name to Sam Wilson. Hey man, here you go, my nigga. Peace. I'm for the deuce out. All right, Sam's like, oh my god, I don't deserve it. Hands it to the U.S. government. The U.S. government is like, hey, bro, I'ma fuck with you later, my boy. Here you go, other dude. I'm drawing a blank on what his name was. He's now U.S. agent. I legitimately forgot his name. Wow. But they're like, hey, bro, here you go, my boy. It's all yours. And Sam gets mad. You get mad that the U.S. government gave Captain America shield that you gave to them that they made, right? The U.S. government made it, gave it to Steve Rogers. Steve Rogers, and his dying wishes, or whatever the fuck you want to say, gave it to you. You gave it back to the government. The government's like, hey, bro, thank you for this shit. Anyways, now that we have our shield back, hey, bro, here you go. They gave it to what's his name, and he's a genuinely pretty decent Captain America. People love. Obviously, he's no Steve Rogers, but he can build his way up there. Maybe he could have a legacy akin to Steve Rogers or something of the sort. Well, you treat him like shit the entire show. All right, fine, cool. Then what? Right? Then the Captain America dude loses his best friend because of these evil people who I don't think YouTube will allow me to say what they are. So these evil people start with a T, right? So he loses his best friend and he goes off the deep end. He goes there and he bludgeons one of them, right? Because it's like you have the pressure of being Captain America, and then Captain America's lackeys, his sidekicks. Yes, that's what I'm gonna fucking call them. That's what the fuck they were, right? Winter Soldier and Falcon were lackeys. They were sidekicks to Captain America. Captain America's a big dog on campus. Y'all are little pups. Stay in your place, right? So he got to deal with Captain America's lackeys that aren't too happy with him having the shield that Sam Wilson gave to the U.S. government. Might I remind you again for like the 100th time that the U.S. government gave to the new Captain America. I'm really drawing a blank on his name. I would love to call him by his actual name, but I'm drawing a blank. Right? And I'm pretty sure I'm having the show all messed up in my head. And then, hold on. Where's she at? Can they show her?
Gave you an opportunity.
Come on, show her face. Fucking hell. And then,
Number 12.
and then this one is one of them T-risk people I was telling you about. Where to hurt people, they take the life of the new Captain America's people, of his man and all his people and whatnot. That new Captain, I believe he gets his after being humiliated by the Dora Milaje. I think after that he took the serum or something like that. Because he in his mind he's like, I'm not gonna be good unless I have the serum and all that blah 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 shit, right? But he loses his man. He bludgeons one of he bludgeons one of this one's people, right? And then he gets jumped and beat up by sidekick number 1 and sidekick number 2, going by the name of Winter Soldier and Falcon, right? Then they take the shield, and this nigga is dishonorably discharged and all that shit. All because the people kept telling me he has to be like Steve Rogers, or you're not going to be like Steve Rogers, and no one is trying to be there to help him actually. And then This nigga Sam Wilson is like, oh yeah, these people, yeah, they're not terrorist people. They're just angry or whatever the case may be. My brother in Christ. They blew up a home or whatever the case may be with innocent people in it. When one of her people called her out, like, hey man, like that's a bit too far. She was like, all right, mate, it's violence. Violence is only a language to understand. So we got to take violence with violence. But that's not a terrorist person. This show, loved it, but I hated it at the same time. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh, it's just,
turning Sharon into a villain, the Falcon and the Winter Soldier.
You know, when you came to Madripoor, you reminded me of a young me.
this thing is 22 minutes. I've probably paused like 1,000 times.
I took you in, gave you an opportunity.
Sharon Carter has had a really rough life in the MCU. She started out as a resourceful S.H.I.E.L.D. agent who developed a romance with Captain America. Unfortunately for her, though, Steve Rogers later time traveled to get back together with Sharon's great aunt Peggy.
Yeah, that's got to be like a different level of crazy. Like you have the relative of the person you want to date, and you're like, sorry, you have the relative of the person you loved years ago, and you're like, you know what? I'm going to, what do you call it? I'm going to wow, it's really slipping my mind. I'm gonna go back in the past, right? I'm gonna go back in the past, and I'm gonna get with your great aunt, and then yeah, like, huh? Like I'm so confused. Like, huh? I'm just so, oh my God. I'm doing something right now, but I'm just so,
Oof. The mental gymnastics on that thing are a nightmare. Anyways, the logical next step was to reveal that she was now secretly a bad guy named the Power Broker.
I don't do blackmail.
Yeah, that didn't really work. Her out-of-character turn to the dark side was baffling for viewers. Was she really the right character to make a crime lord? What would Steve think of all of this? Ultimately, the Power Broker was a pretty broken concept.
We're about to have full access to government secrets, prototype weapons, you name it. Should be something for everyone.
Number 11, calling Black Widow a monster. Avengers Age of...
I mean, I need to understand, because isn't she a monster though? No, not really. I don't know. Well, I'll figure out when they tell me.
That I was anything more than the assassin they made me.
There were some real problems with Age of Ultron, and unfortunately, the romance between Natasha and Bruce had some issues, like this scene in particular. While sharing her backstory with Bruce, Nat explains that as part of the training she had, she's not capable of having children. After that, she likens the situation to being a monster.
You still think you're the only monster on the team?
This was an extreme statement to make, and not a...
Oh. Yeah, because I'm like, when you say you called her a mom, I'm like, who? I'm like, well, but she compared not being able to have kids and undergoing all that psychological trauma and stuff, which is fucked up, don't get me wrong, to having a literal monster in you that you can't control that comes out when you're annoyed or if your heart rate shoots up too high. And I only know that second one because I forgot who said it, or if it was in a movie or something. But Bruce can't get his heart rate too high up, so he technically can't have kids because your heart rate shoots up when you're, you know what I'm saying? When you're performing hot dog and bun activities, your heart rate goes up. So, yeah.
Popular line in the slightest. Marvel probably had good intentions by trying to showcase Black Widow's pain in an attempt to build sympathy for her. However, the insensitive monologue just ended up making the whole scene feel disrespectful. The real monster of this movie is Ultron, not Black Widow.
I really hope this makes us even. Now go be a hero.
Number 10. Quicksilver and Scarlet Witch aren't mutants. Various.
This one I understand. The backlash is stupid. I understand Marvel's point because they didn't have access to the name mutant, so they couldn't even think it as well. They're enhanced individuals. So I'm like, okay, fine. That I understand. This part, not angry about. Angry with Quicksilver's death though. I like Quicksilver, but now he's Kraven. So.
Don't do this. What choice do we have?
Integrating mutants into the MCU has been tricky. Many fans wanted to see the X-Men alongside the Avengers, and when the MCU introduced Scarlet Witch and Quicksilver, fans thought that this could be a possibility. Unfortunately, Wanda and Pietro had a bit of a bumpy start in this shared universe. Their status as mutants was scrapped, instead being referred to as miracles.
Sooner or later, they will meet the twins. It's not a world of spies anymore, not even a world of heroes. This is the age of miracles, Doctor.
Their family tree was also reimagined. Typically, Magneto is their father, but that wasn't the case here. Sure, Marvel couldn't lean into all of the X-Men goods back then, but ignoring who these characters were didn't make fans happy. Maybe the real miracle here is how popular Scarlet Witch became despite all of the changes.
I feel like if the character is still the same, then it's like, it's whatever. Doesn't really matter. So to me, like I said, it was whatever. I didn't really care.
The CGI head, Thor: Love and Thunder.
Yep, this is what I was talking about.
Can you see me?
Floating head alert.
If you always wanted to see a floating head in a Thor movie, congratulations. This scene might have thrilled you. Unfortunately, the effect looks pretty unsettling. Heimdall's son Axel relays a message to Thor and the gang about Gore. But we're willing to bet all words get lost in translation because audiences could only focus on the horrendous CGI. A multi-million-dollar movie shouldn't look like it belongs in the bargain bin. No offense to the VFX team, but this just was not it. There's even a cleaned up version on Disney Plus, but we're not sure it's much better. This laughably bad scene was one of several reasons this Thor entry is regarded as a weak point of the franchise.
I need you to focus and hold out your hand. Okay, good. Now focus. Close your eyes.
Number 8. Howard the Duck and Darcy Lewis.
I didn't even watch this season.
Want some half-price nachos?
Okay, fine, Duck. But this is not a date.
What if a human woman and a duck had a child? There's a lot of fun stuff in the show What If, but we're not sure who was wondering about this specific scenario. An episode where Darcy Lewis has a child with Howard the Duck is going to ruffle feathers no matter what way you want to slice it. This exact scenario plays out in the 4th episode of season 3, which sees the birth of Birdie.
Like, oh my gosh.
It's an absolutely bizarre storyline to do, and given the limitless premise of the show, a bit of a disappointment. Out of all the boundary-pushing scenarios they could have done, they go with this. Seriously, what the duck were they thinking?
Oh my gosh.
The bottle's fine, Howard. It's way too hot. You can't give a bottle that hot.
The blanket shades the color.
Oh, yeah, why'd we get her this color?
Number 7.
My bad, yo. My bad. I'm not gonna. I was getting tired. I was getting tired. I was getting hungry. So, yeah. But we're back. This is yeah. That's the stupid thing. Last thing I said.
Bottle that hot.
The blanket shades the color.
Oh, yeah, that why we get her this color.
Number 7, Kang the Conqueror.
Okay, we're at number
Best by
7 now.
Ant-Man and the Wasp, Quantumania.
Oh my God. That should have never happened. And then the fact that Marvel used the failure of this to justify their firing of Jonathan Majors is fucking crazy. Absolutely fucking crazy, man. Like, it feels like, and I'm sure I'm wrong, but it feels like they didn't even give him a chance. Allegations came out, boom, you were fired. And it's like, bro, what the fuck? Like, and then you come to find out, I think the only thing that he was guilty of was like in his self-defense, she got like a cut on her finger or something. But there's literal video proof of this bitch hawking this nigga down, bro. Hawking this big ass nigga down. This nigga just running. And it's like, you replace him with Dr. Doom. And it's like, no disrespect to Robert Downey Jr., one of the GOATs when it comes to Marvel and shit. But it's like, bro, we don't have a build up for Dr. Doom. Obviously, we all as comic book readers and as Marvel nerd fans, we know who the fuck Dr. Doom is, and we know Doom is not some nigga you want to mess with. But to the casual people who just watch Marvel movies because they're the popular thing to watch now and blah blah blah, they don't know who Doom is. You gotta show them who the fuck Doom is. You know what I'm saying? But that's that. But the movie was bad. The movie was bad, yeah.
This guy was supposed to be the next big bad of the MCU. That's kind of shocking considering he went out like a complete chump in the fight against Ant-Man. In Quantumania, Scott and Van Dyne pushed Kang into a multiversal engine core, defeating him. It's a cool fight sequence, but a huge letdown too.
I still feel like somebody should have died in this movie. I feel like, because I think when people found out first that Kang was going to be in the Ant-Man movie, everyone, oh yeah, Ant-Man's going to die then. But Ant-Man is going to die. His wife and his daughter are going to take over. Or this is going to bring the old Ant-Man out of retirement. Or maybe the old Ant-Man is going to die. Or maybe it's going to be the wife that dies. Right? Like somebody has to die. Right? It's the same thing with the Guardians of the Galaxy 3, where for me, I was like, I don't know who I think will die. I was like, I thought Drax would die just because, and I could be wrong, but at the time, like Batista was like, yeah, I'm done with Marvel movies after this. Like, I'm done. Okay, so they're gonna kill off his character. Like, they're gonna kill off Drax because, like, your contract expired. They're gonna kill him off. Right? I'm thinking like how they do in professional wrestling, where if your contract expires and you didn't sign a deal and they know, they'll do something to write you off of TV. Like Ricochet got attacked by Braun Breaker and then boom, his contract expired or whatever. Can't compete for 90 days, goes to AEW. Like, that's what I was thinking was the case. Like, they wrote him off of TV. Just like, granted, WWE doesn't always do that. You know, they don't always do that, but you get the point. I'm thinking, okay, cool. They're gonna do something to write this to make us be like, oh shit, Kang is to be feared. Because if you watch Loki, this nigga gets killed by Sylvie, right? And then that's it. You know, there's other stuff. You know, Victor Timely and all that whatnot in season 2. But then it's okay, cool. Quantumania is centered around him. Somebody has to die. Why? Because literally, was it this year? Yes, because this year, this past May, like May 2nd, Avengers Kang Dynasty was supposed to come out instead of Thunderbolts. It was the Avengers Kang Dynasty was supposed to come out. And then Secret Invasion and then whatever the fuck I think. Right? But then that obviously got canceled and blah blah blahs and so much. So much.
Fans didn't like the idea that this next level supervillain died that easily. Even though there were multiple other menacing variants of him running around, this was supposed to be the main Kang. If the
Oh, it
MCU
was.
revisits Kang, he'll
Yeah.
still be the guy who was taken down by the dude who talks to ants. Sorry, but that's a bummer.
But he also said something bad was coming, and that everyone would die.
I mean, but ants are really strong, and it's not like it was one; it was a bunch. So I see why Marvel did what they did, because like I said, it's a bunch of ants, and ants are strong, and they're giant ants at that too. You know, but still, it is kind of fucking lame.
If he didn't get out. Wait, so did I just kill everyone? Is everyone gonna die because of me?
Number 6, Rhodey is a Skrull.
Yep, hated this. Absolutely hated it. And then you find out he's been a Skrull. Damn, 2023? Shit. Time's going by fast. Right? Then you find out that this nigga's been a Skrull since like Civil War. Since Civil War, which means the Rhodey that was at Tony's funeral was a Skrull, which means that the real Rhodey does not know that Tony is dead. Like, the real Rhodey don't know. And then Armor Wars is not doing anything, or I just wanted all I wanted as a kid was a War Machine movie, because I loved War Machine more than I did Iron Man. Because bro, this scene right here, War Machine. I was like, hold on. Come on. Not this. Nope. Where is it? Like, come on, hurry up. Come on. Like, bro, it's not doing it justice, bro. This is crazy. Like, I seen his suit as a kid. Oh, this is fire as fuck, bro. I need this shit, bro. Nigga, like, what? Like, that shit, bro? I was like, I need that shit, bro.
But that's a bummer.
Well, I need that shit. Didn't get it. I was pissed off.
Long-awaited Skrull invasion turned out to
Like,
be a flop.
but then Secret Invasion itself, too, like you said, was a fucking flop. Something that, in my mind, and I would die on this hill, the Skrull shit could have been its own, what do we call these, sagas? Or whatever the fuck? Because phases could have been its own phase. Because you have everything leading up. Excuse me. You have the first 10 years of Marvel that lead up to the Endgame stuff. Endgame, Infinity War. Boom. Hooray. In continuity, there's a 5-year time gap. And then we come back to the present where we have all the others. Then we have the, after that, that's when we have Endgame. No, is it Infinity? Infinity War was first, Endgame was second. So what I would have done, right? What I would have done, everything concludes, boom, with Infinity War. Infinity War, and then that's it. Now for the next phase, right? That's it. That ends it. Because it's gonna continue into the next thing. Right? So for those in canon 5 years in which I don't know, because what's the final movie of this phase? I don't even know. But whatever the final movie of the current phase that we're in, phase 6, I think. Right? Because I think next year we're going to start the next phase or whatever. But I would have to be Infinity War is the end, right? And then for the next 5 years of our lives, right? You show us the Skrull thing, and that all leads. No. Maybe you could do that. I don't know. Because I was thinking Infinity War is the end. The Skrull Saga, that's what we'll call it, Secret Invasion, right? We find out, oh shoot, these people are all back, but it's like it's not really them. But then you still need to bring back the real people so we could finally kill off Thanos. So I guess Infinity War Endgame, boom, that's it. Right? And then the next saga, instead of jumping into what the fuck we're in right now, it would be the Secret Invasion saga where you're finding out like, hey, you know, wait a damn minute. You're a Skrull. Oh my god, holy shit. Like, I thought you died over here. Turns out you're a Skrull. Right? Could have done that whole thing. That leads to Secret Invasion. And then you can do whatever. But it's like you went from one giant thing to then let's jump to. Yeah, you went from building up to Thanos, which is a not multi-level, not a multiverse, which is an intergalactic threat, 'cause, with the snap of the finger, learn half of life everywhere in the galaxy. Move from that to, yeah, another big bad who's worse than the last, which of course you also have to get worse. But then you throw those Skrulls in there, and then the show was buns. Like, what?
But as the miniseries
Ooh.
ran, speculation flew over which fan
My
favorite
back.
characters would be outed as shapeshifters. Eventually, Rhodey would be revealed as a Skrull, but many fans were displeased at the vague nature of the reveal. When exactly was Rhodey swapped out? Had he been a Skrull since Endgame? Did the real Rhodey even know that his friend Tony Stark died? This plot twist just didn't feel earned.
He and other world officials are being kept in pods beneath the Skrull compound. You nuke that, you nuke them.
Please tell me this isn't true.
Are you listening to this insanity? Of course it isn't true.
It seemed like the show needed a big reveal, and Rhodey squared that circle. Secret Invasion could have been a thrilling adaptation of an iconic comic storyline, but instead, we got a dull show that just failed to live up. Number 5, the Ralph Bohner debacle, WandaVision.
Long lost bro get to squeeze his stinking sister to death or what?
She recast Pietro?
While this show might not have fully jumped the shark, it had its own divisive moments. The most commotion was caused when the identity of Evan Peters' mystery character was revealed. Fans initially believed that he might reprise his role as Quicksilver from the Fox universe. Could this mean we were going to get the X-Men in the MCU? Nope, sorry. It turned out that he wasn't Pietro, and it was all a trick. Peters was actually just playing some guy called Ralph, whose last name sounded like an immature reference.
You're Ralph Bohner?
Boner.
Fans didn't love how WandaVision stirred fan speculation and wasted an actor cameo all for a stupid gag.
Yeah, I didn't really
Don't sweat
care.
it, sis. It's not like your dead husband could die twice.
Number 4, Star-Lord screws everything
Yep.
up. Avengers Infinity War.
Yep.
I thought you'd be hard to catch. For the record, this was my plan. Got so strong now, huh?
It was really hard to be a Star-Lord fan around 2018. He got a lot of blame for the blip. When Thanos is cornered
Yeah.
by Iron Man's group of heroes, they come incredibly close to prying the Infinity Gauntlet from his grasp. But when Star-Lord discovers that Thanos killed Gamora, he attacks the Mad Titan. His rage during this moment allows Thanos to regain control and fight back. Many fans became split over this. Star-Lord's grief was perfectly understandable, but he also had a job to do. Some also believe that the way this scene happened was out of character for Quill. Either way, his reaction cost our heroes everything.
Steady, Quill.
I feel like, granted, I don't remember how everything else goes. I feel like the way that Thor was portrayed, where he became like very sad and he gained all the weight, all of that probably should have happened to Star-Lord as well, because, right, Thor would have never needed to aim for the head if Star-Lord was able to control his emotions, which is understandable, what happened, blah, blah, blah. You're still the reason why half of life everywhere was taken away. So, yeah. Sorry, buddy. Oh, and he gets killed, so he didn't even get to suffer the consequences. I would not have gotten rid of him. I would have had him stay there so he can suffer.
Way Fury lost his eye, Captain Marvel.
So is it true that the Kree burned your eye out because you refused to give them the Tesseract?
I will neither confirm nor deny the facts of that story.
How Nick Fury ended up with his signature eye patch was a mystery fans were eager to see solved. But sometimes theories are more exciting than what we actually end up with.
Oh, this was a crazy scene.
Captain Marvel, a younger Nick Fury playfully holds up Goose, a dangerous alien that resembles a cat. But it turns out that this kitty's got claws. Goose was actually the one who caused Fury to lose sight in his left eye.
Those bad guys still in there somewhere. Oh, mother!
This wasn't exactly the satisfying payoff fans wanted. Captain America the Winter Soldier made it seem like Fury suffered a dramatic personal betrayal, and well, this wasn't that. Talk about a letdown.
Last time I trusted someone, I lost an eye.
Number 2.
Exactly. Last time he trusted someone, he lost an eye. It turns out that someone was a fucking cat. So trash.
Steve kisses Sharon. Captain America, Civil War.
When I came out of the ice, thought everyone I had known was gone. When I found out she was alive, I was just lucky to have her.
On the surface, there's nothing wrong with Captain America sharing a tender moment with Sharon Carter. But once you realize that she's the great niece of Peggy Carter, Steve's old flame from World War II, things get a little weird. Some fans didn't see a problem, but many were a little creeped out by Steve's decision to go from one woman in his family to another.
I didn't see the problem. To me, it's whatever.
It's also strange because this kiss happened not long after Peggy's funeral. And in retrospect, it's even odder post-Endgame, where Steve rewrites his history to go back and grow old with Peggy. The time travel shenanigans there only further the idea that the Steve-Sharon romance was doomed from the start.
Plant yourself like a tree. Look them in the eye and say no. You move.
Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to be notified and switch.
Iron Man 3.
You know who I am.
Yeah.
You don't know where
Yeah.
I am. And you'll never see me coming.
The Mandarin had the makings to be a formidable supervillain when he was introduced in Iron Man 3. He was menacing, mysterious,
And he kind of like looks like how you would assume the Mandarin looks. Then it's like Killian, almost like Killian Dane. That's the fucking wrestler. It's Killian something or Adrian something. I'm just like, you know.
And murderous. Except halfway through the movie, we learned that this is all a ruse. The Mandarin we thought we were seeing was actually just a washed-up actor named Trevor Slattery.
I never thought people had been hurt. They lied to me.
This is the Mandarin?
I know, it's embarrassing.
Hi, Trevor Slattery.
While many in the fan base have actually come to appreciate Trevor,
I've come to appreciate it. It means whatever.
Get the warmest welcome initially. Fans dislike how the MCU made one of Iron Man's greatest villains a joke. While we'd get a version of the real Mandarin eventually, we still never got to see him face off against Tony Stark. A total fumble.
He gave his figurehead the name of a chicken dish. And it worked. America was terrified of an orange.
Are there any polarizing MCU scenes we forgot?
Yeah, well, this video is about like an hour long. Oh well. Oh well. Yeah, so that was the 20 MCU moments that caused massive backlash. And as you saw from my reaction, a lot of backlash. A lot of backlash, a lot of anger, because a lot of those things really didn't make any sense, but you know, it is what it is. It is what it is.